Hello dear children, welcome back to chemistry class. In our previous class, we have seen how to write the chemical formula of various compounds by following three important steps. So in today's class, we are going to see the chemical formulas of few important compounds. So let us begin with the chemical formulas of few gases. Gases like hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine, hydrogen chloride, ammonia, carbon monoxide, nitrogen monoxide, dinitrogen oxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide. Now let us see the chemical formula of each of these gases. Hydrogen gas has got the chemical formula H2. 2 is written as a subscript to hydrogen, which means there are two atoms of hydrogen that are present. We have already learned what is atomicity, isn't it? Do you remember that? Atomicity is the total number of atoms that are present in one molecule of an element or a substance. So here, since the atomicity is 2, which means that the total number of atoms that are present here is 2. Nitrogen has got the chemical formula N2. There are 2 atoms of nitrogen that are present in a molecule of nitrogen gas. Oxygen has got the chemical formula O2. The atomicity of oxygen is 2. Chlorine with the chemical formula Cl2. Hydrogen chloride gas has got the chemical formula HCl. So here 1 atom of hydrogen and 1 atom of chlorine is present. So what is the atomicity? As I have told you, atomicity is the total number of atoms that are present in a molecule of an element or otherwise a compound. So here for hydrogen chloride gas, the total number of atoms that are present in a molecule of hydrogen chloride is 2 because 1 atom of hydrogen and 1 atom of chlorine. The chemical formula of ammonia is NH3. So here we see that 1 atom of nitrogen is present and 3 atoms of hydrogen are present. So what is the atomicity here? Atomicity is equal to 4 because 1 atom of nitrogen and 3 atoms of hydrogen. The chemical formula of carbon monoxide is CO. For nitrogen monoxide, the chemical formula is NO. As you see here, there is mono that is written as a prefix to oxide, which means that there is 1 atom of oxygen that is present here. So therefore we write it as NO, which means 1 atom of nitrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. Nitrogen monoxide gas is otherwise known as nitric oxide. Dinitrogen oxide, which means 2 atoms of nitrogen are present. Di is otherwise called as 2. So here 2 atoms of nitrogen N2 and 1 atom of oxygen O. So the chemical formula is N2O. N2O is otherwise known as nitrous oxide. Nitrogen dioxide, again 1 atom of nitrogen and 2 atoms of oxygen. Therefore the chemical formula is NO2. Sulfur dioxide with the chemical formula SO2, which means 1 atom of sulfur and 2 atoms of oxygen. Carbon dioxide has got the chemical formula CO2, which means 1 atom of carbon and 2 atoms of oxygen. Always remember, whenever you write the chemical formula of a compound, the first letter of each of these elements should be a capital letter. Like as you see here, hydrogen and chlorine. Hydrogen element and chlorine element have combined together to form hydrogen chloride. So hydrogen, capital letter H, and Cl, capital C and small l. Just like how you write in the case of elements, where the first letter of the element is capital and the second letter is small letter, the same case has to be followed here also. But even when you combine the two different elements symbols, then also the first letter of each of these elements should be a capital letter. Now let us see the chemical formula of few important acids. Before we go into see the chemical formula of each of these acids, let us understand what is an acid. Acids are chemicals that are generally sour in taste. They are derived from plants and also from minerals. That is, those solid substances that are present naturally on earth. An acid called as citric acid is derived from oranges and lemon. The acid hydrochloric acid is derived from the mineral sodium chloride. Now let us see which are the acids and the corresponding chemical formula. Hydrochloric acid has got the chemical formula HCl. Nitric acid, which is a combination of nitrate radical and also the element hydrogen. So the chemical formula is HNO3. We have already learned how to write the symbols of various radicals, isn't it? Yes. For sulfuric acid, the chemical formula is H2SO4. That is a combination of sulfate radical and also the element hydrogen. Carbonic acid has got the chemical formula H2CO3. Combination of carbonate radical along with the element hydrogen. Now, let us see the chemical formulas of few important bases. Before that, we will understand what are bases. Bases are chemicals that are bitter in taste. They are generally hydroxides or oxides of metals. We already have learned when we studied valency what are hydroxides and oxides. We have also studied the symbols of hydroxides and oxides, isn't it? Yes. So now let us see the chemical formula of each of these bases. Potassium hydroxide has got the chemical formula KOH, which is a combination of hydroxide radical and also potassium element. Sodium hydroxide with the chemical formula NaOH, combination of hydroxide radical and also the element sodium. Calcium hydroxide with the chemical formula CaOH twice, which means calcium element along with hydroxide radical. Zinc hydroxide, ZnOH twice is the chemical formula. That is the element zinc with hydroxide radical with the symbol OH. Now let us see. Having understood what are acids and bases, we will now see what are salts. Salts are formed on reaction of an acid with base. That is, acid along with base combined will give a salt. So we will see which are the few important salts and their chemical formulas. Potassium nitrate with the chemical formula KNO3. That is nitrate radical with the element potassium. Sodium chloride, again with the chemical formula NaCl. Calcium carbonate, we know the symbol of carbonate radical, that is CO3. Calcium Ca. So the chemical formula is CaCO3. Ammonium chloride, NH4Cl. We know that the symbol for ammonia is NH3. So the symbol for ammonium chloride is NH4Cl. Now we will see the chemical formulas of few important metallic oxides and metallic sulphides. Now what are these metallic oxides and metallic sulphides? When there is a combination of a metallic element with that of oxygen, the compound formed is called as a metallic oxide. And when there is a combination of a metallic element with that of sulfur, the compound formed is called as metallic sulphides. Now let us see few of these examples. Metallic oxide. The metallic oxide zinc oxide has got the chemical formula ZnO. That is a combination of the metal zinc along with that of oxygen, and thus forming the chemical formula ZnO. Here also this is an example of a metallic oxide, that is calcium oxide, which is a combination of the metal calcium along with that of oxygen. Therefore the chemical formula of the metallic oxide calcium oxide is CaO. Now we will see the examples of metallic sulphides. Metallic sulphides are formed as a combination of metal along with that of the element sulfur. Magnesium sulfide is an example. The chemical formula is MgS. Now the next metallic sulfide is calcium sulfide. Again, combination of a metal along with that of sulfur. So the metal calcium with that of sulfur. So the chemical formula of calcium sulfide is CAS. So now with this we have come to an end of the chemical formulas of various important compounds. So in our next class we are going to see the chemical reactions and various steps that are involved in a chemical reaction.